So from today, we will have a class only for juniors, and the seniors will have another class on Tuesday. So we can discuss easier problems. So I hope it will be more beneficial for you. All right. But before that, I give you opportunity to ask. Maybe you have some question or you have a problem to discuss. I'm open to discuss that. All right. Any question? Maybe when you study by yourself, you found a hard problem and you think that it is interesting. So we can discuss it on the class. But if there is no, we can. Okay. All right. So how about name and Grandi numbers? Eh, Yes, it is necessary for competitive programming in general, uh, especially when we solve a game problem or a problem about game theory. But for I think it is unlikely appear in IOI. But for code forces and competitive programming in general, yes, it is important. You have to know about that. All right. So have you learned it before? Not yet. All right. So then we can discuss it. But before that, I want to suggest you something. So next week, Indonesia will hold an national Olympiad. Not only for informatics, actually, there are nine subjects: mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, informatics, astronomy, and then geoscience and geography, and what else? Economics. There are nine subjects. One of them is informatics. So this is the most competitive national Olympiad in my country, and you can participate in open contest. You can register here. The difficulty, uh, which problem do you mean in national Olympiad? What? Okay. Okay, for national Olympiad, actually you can check the previous year. You can check the last year, for example, like this. You can read the problems. Okay. And how about the time? The time is okay, 8 October. It is Wednesday. I think. Wednesday. from, I think in Pakistan it is 12 o'clock at noon, 12 o'clock. So, okay, 12 o'clock until Thursday in 4 in the morning in the town. So, can you participate it in Wednesday, maybe at night or after lunch? If you have a time to do that, I think it is better to use this for 5-hour contest. Okay, maybe in the morning you can have another 5-hour contest. How do you think? Or which one you prefer? Just do this or what? Only in this contest, or do you want another contest for Wednesday morning? I think one contest per day is enough. Okay, yes, of course. All right. So you can start at when you ready. If you are ready after lunch, for example, at 3 p.m., so you can start from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. If you can start from 12, then you can finish at 5 p.m. Okay. So there will be 5-hour timers, and do not click start button uh, until you are ready. Okay. And then in the next day, in Thursday, you can also do the day 2. All right. Maybe we can discuss the solution in Thursday morning. So in Wednesday, you can do the contest, and in Thursday morning, we can discuss it. All right. How do you think? Okay. Yes. Okay. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, no problem. Welcome in our class. Okay. Then any other question for today? Yes. Which OI problem? Do you have any suggestion? Okay. Yes, we can discuss some of them. All right. So in our national Olympiad, the problem is IOI style. So there will be some subtasks, and then you can you can get some partial points. All right. Even in IOI, even the problem, although the problem is hard, but we can get higher score by solving the subtask. All right. Yes, we can discuss them. Okay, but before that, um, I will answer your question about Grandi numbers. Okay. So, do you know what is name? What is name? Okay. Actually, name is a game. Okay. You can write this. Name is a game where there are some items, or let's say like this. There are three boxes, and in each boxes there are some balls. And there are two players, let's say player A and player B, and they will play in some turns, alternately. So in the first turn, A will take some balls in one box only. So A can choose one over three boxes. For example, A choose this. Then A should take at least one ball. At most, all balls in this box. All right. Yes, Ahmed is right. Uh, okay. Yes, there are some piles and there are some stones in each pile. And each player can choose one pile and then take some stones, at least one, at most all stones in that pile. All right. And of course, at some point, the pile will be empty, right? When it is empty, then a player cannot make a turn. So he will lose the game. He will lose the game. All right. Okay, that's the problem. And as usual, in game theory, we will find the winner when both player use the best strategy. All right. If both player use the best strategy, who will be the winner? All right. Okay. And then, for example, we have some subtask. For example, what if the number of piles is equal to 1? Who will be the winner? Yes, the first player will win the game, right? Because just empty all the stones, and then the second player lose the game. All right. And then how about if n equal to 2? Who will win the game? Of course, it depends on the value of A1 and A2. But how to check who will be the winner? Okay, all right. Actually, in this case, we divide into two cases. When A1 is equal to A2, who will be the winner? And what if A1 is not equal A2? Who will be the winner? Okay. Can you predict who will win the game if A1 equal to A2? Yes, the second player. And else the first player, right? Do you know what is the best strategy to win the game? Yes, the strategy is always make A1 equal to A2. All right. So if it is different, then the winner can make it equal, right? And then the next player, the loser, can only make it not equal, right? Cannot maintain A1 equal to A2. So the loser always move here, become not equal, and the winner can make them equal, and so on, until A1 is equal to A2 equal to 0. Then he win the game. All right. Yeah, okay. You got it? Okay. That's why when A1 is not equal to A2, then the first player win the game because he can make them equal. Otherwise, the first player lost the game because he must make them not equal, and then the opponents will make it equal. All right. Then what if n is equal to 3? Do you know how to solve it? Anything, Ahmed? Has known the solution. How to know the winner if n equal to 3? Okay, you forgot. All right. Then the solution is like this. If A1 SOR A2 SOR A3 equal to 0, who will be the winner? And what if the SAR is not equal to 0, who will be the winner? Can you predict who is this? If SAR is equal to 0, if 0, then the second player win the game. And if it is not 0, then the first player win the game, right? Okay. Why? Because it can be proven that if the SAR is not equal to 0, we can always make them equal to 0. But if SAR is equal to 0, uh, we cannot make it equal to 0 again, because one number will change and it will make the SAR not equal to 0. So the winner can always make it equal to 0, and the loser cannot make it 0 again, but he have to make it not equal to 0. That's why this is the winner. And actually, this is the general solution, not only for n equal to 3. It can be in any n, even n equal to 2 and n equal to 1. Here if a1 and a2 are same, then it means the SAR is equal to 0, right? But if they are different, then the SAR is not equal to 0. Then we can use this solution. And also for n equal to 0, sorry, n equal to 1. Actually, in n equal to 1, if a is not 0, then the first player win the game. The only option to make the second player win the game is when a1 is 0. But based on the constraint, for example, a always done 0, so that's why second player never win the game. All right, you got it. All right. Do you have any question? In which part you didn't understand? Should we prove this? Okay, yes. Okay, let's prove this. So this is the only option, but for this we will prove that there is axis. The option is axis. All right. Okay, at first let's prove this. If SOR is equal to 0, then the only option is make them non-zero. Why? Because we will change one number, right? We will change one number. It means, for example, this is the previous number, and this is the new number, or this is the old number, and this is new number. Of course, new number is different with old number. So new or old is not 0. That's why the SOR of this SOR with old and new will be non-zero, right? So it is proven. Okay, let me summarize. For example, this is the previous array, the initial array where the SOR is equal to 0. And for example, we want to change from AI into new number, all right? And the other just same. So what is the SOR of the new array? Is it like this? Okay, yes. Because SOR with AI means just like removing this. Okay, this is the result for the other value. And then just SOR with the new value. All right. I think it is easy to understand. And since AI always different with new, right? So it means AI SOR new not equal to 0, right? So this is 0 and SOR with non-zero. This is non-zero. 0 SOR with non-zero. Always non-zero, right? Okay. So now it is proven. When the SOR is 0, after we do any moves, the SOR will be not equal to 0. All right. Is it understood? Okay, there is a question. Why AI SOR new always non-zero? Because AI not equal to new. If not equal, then it means there will be at least one bit in the binary representation. There at least one bit that they are different, right? If they are different, it means one of them is 0, one of them is 1. So when we find the SOR of them, this is 1. If there is at least one on bit, then it means it is not equal to 0. Because 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 in the binary representation. Okay. Is it understood? All right. Any other questions? All right. Yes, I think it is easy to understand the proof. And then what else? Then we need to prove the other direction. If SOR is not equal to 0, then we can we always can make it 0 in just one operation. Okay. Do you know how to do that? So, for example, in the initial Alright, the SOR is SOR and this is not equal to 0. After that, we want to change some value into a new value. And the SOR shall be 0. So SOR AI, SOR new shall be equal to 0, right? Yes. Please note that new should be less than AI. At least 0, that should be less than AI. So it means SOR should be equal to AI SOR new, right? Okay. Actually, we can take AI in the maximum number. So let's find maximum AI. So all other A should be less than or equal to AI. Okay. And then what does it means? Then the most significant bit of SOR will be at most the most significant bit of AI. Is it correct? Should I prove this? Okay. Yes, the proof is easy because, for example, AI is the maximum and this is the most significant bit. Of course, the other bits is 0. All right. And then since all other value is not more than AI, it means the most significant bit less than or equal to this. So we don't know what is the most significant bit, but we can make sure that all of these are 0, right? So when we find the SOR for all value, then this will be 0 and this will be any number. So the most significant bit is at most this. All right, you got it. So if new is equal to SOR AI, yes, SOR with AI, then we will prove that the new number will be less than AI. Wait, okay. Actually, like this. Let's divide into two cases. At first, when the most significant bit of SOR is equal to most significant bit of the maximum, then it means the SOR between them always less than the maximum, right? Because for example, this is the most significant bit and both of them are turned on. If we sort them, then this will be turned off. All right. Is it understood? All right. Okay. Then what if most significant their most significant bit are not same, then we want to find an AI that this bit is turned on. All right. So this and with AI should be equal to the most significant bit. All right. We will prove that AI is always exist. How to prove it? Okay, for example, the result for SOR is some number. If this is the most significant bit, it means this bit is 1, right? If this bit is 1, so the number of 1 is odd, right? If the number of 1 is odd, it means exists at least 1 or 3 or 5, but it always exists. So that's why we can always take an AI that then this bit is turned off. Sorry, turned on. All right. Is it understood? So it is always exist. After that, okay, just take that AI that the bit is on. Okay. And if that bit is on, then if we sort them, sort the result, sort AI, then it will be less than AI, right? Because for example, this is AI, some value. So this value will be same, so it is still same. But for this, the bit is off, so that's why it is less than AI. All right, so it is proven that we can always we can always choose an AI such that SOR AI is less than AI. So just change from AI into SOR AI, and the SOR will be equal to 0. Yes, Ahmed is correct. All right. Any other questions? So we already proved that if it is equal to 0, then we can, we always can make it non-zero. Sorry, we always have to make it non-zero, but if from non-zero, we always can make it 0. So that's why if SOR is equal to 0, then he will lose the game, but if not equal, he will win the game. All right. Any other question? Okay. So for NIM game, we can just simply SOR all value, and then if it is equal to 0, then the second player win the game. If it is non-zero, then the first player win the game. All right. After that, we will, okay, there will be some modification of problems. For example, what if we cannot make it empty? So the new number should be at least 1. Do you know how to solve this? In the previous problem, we can make them empty, but for now, we cannot make it empty. Try to make for equal to 1. Wait, I think it is not correct because if n equal to 2 and a1 or a2 is equal to 1, then the winner is not the second player, but the winner is still the first player. Actually, for this case, the, the case is only like this. If they are same, then second, otherwise first. Okay, and sorry. Yes, Dishan and Mutahir is correct. We can subtract all number by 1 and then sort all of them. If they are 0, then the second player win the game. Otherwise, the first player. All right. Do you know why? Because we can modify this game into nim game, right? Into simple nim game by subtracting 1 stone for each piles. All right. Okay. Yes. So actually, this is Grandi number. So what is Grandi number? Uh, Grandi number is just like if the rules are different, then we can change the number into its Grandi number, and then we can modify the game into a simple name game using the Grandi numbers. Okay. So for this problem, the Grandi number for x is just x minus 1, right? So we can just transform the array from x into x minus 1 because this is the Grandi number, and then just play simple name game in this Grandi array, right? All right. Is it understood? Okay. Any other questions? So, did you know uh, what is Grandi number? Okay. We only remove y. What do you mean? Gx is equal to x minus 1, right? Okay, I see. We can subtract exactly y. So, if the problem is like this, we can subtract a multiply of 1, sorry, a multiply of y times any integer, any positive integer. So we can subtract with y or 2y, 3y, 4y, and so on. So yes, the Grandi number is x divided by y floor, right? Is it correct? All right. But if we can subtract only y, actually, it is not a name game. We can just easily find the sum. What is next? Do you know how to solve this? If we can only subtract exactly y. Yes, mod 2, right? Yes. If it is even, then we will win the game. Second player, right? What if this is odd? The first player, all right. Because from odd we can make it even, from even we can make it odd, and so on until it is zero. Zero is even. So zero is even. So that's why the first player loses the game. So the second player win the game. So this is not a name game, I think. It is different. The name game is the previous. Okay. What if at most y? So we can solve it using TP, but this is not a name game. Actually, there will be a pattern. Okay, let's see the pattern. At first, we can solve it using TP. Do you have an idea how to solve it? Any idea? Okay, let's say n is 2. N is equal to 2. Or, okay, we can solve for n equal to 1. For example, Boolean TP is just like, what is this? It is true if first player win the game. Okay. So the transition will be like this. TPI is TPI, TPA minus 1, or, wait, I think like this. TPA minus 2, TPA minus 3, and so on until TPA minus Y, because we take at most Y. Is it correct? Yes, why we take the N? Because if all of them are true, so in any moves, we can always make the enemy win the game, right? Because if we subtract with 1, then the enemy win the game. If 2, the enemy win the game. If 3, the enemy win the game, and so on. So it means we always lose the game, right? How do you think? All right. But if one of them is false, so it means the n is false, right? For example, GPA minus 3 is false. So it means just subtract with 3. So we can make the enemy lose the game. So we win the game. Alright. Is it understood? Okay. But actually there is a pattern. And we can solve it even AI is up to 10 power 18, for example. We can simply do this. Okay, for example, input A, of course, TP0 is false, right? If 0, then lose the game. Otherwise, can we just do this? Okay, yes, there is Y, input Y and A, or N, for example. If TPI minus J is false, then it means TPI is true. Right. Okay, let's see the pattern. For example, Y is 5. All right. Yes, the pattern is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, modulo 6, right? Can you can you predict uh, how to find the answer easily? If modulo Y plus 1 is equal to 0, who will win the game? Second player, right? Otherwise, first player. Do you know why? Because if it is multiply of Y minus, okay, it is like this. After there are 5 true, and then it means it is 0 because there are 5 true here. After that, since it is 0, then there will be 5, 1, right? Because they can go here. After that, 0 again, and so on. Alright, you got it? Okay. And then what if it is two-dimensional? Actually, we can do this. For example, this is two-dimensional. Or, okay, just make it like this. There are two options. Either we will take from I. If TPI minus xj is false, then TPIj is true. Or if j minus x is false, then this is true. Alright. Let's see the pattern. But before that, let me go to the toilet. Okay. You can find the pattern from this. Okay. Yes, right shift in each row. So it is just like if x plus y, if ai plus a2 modulo y plus 1, right? Is it correct? If it is equal to 0, then who will win the game? Yes, second player, right? But wait, I think not like this. I think subtract with this. Is it correct? Not plus, but subtract. Okay. Yes, the pattern is like that because there will be y1 like this, and that's why it is always 0. Then it will be some one here, and then it will be 0, and so on. All right. Is it correct? Any other questions? And then what if n is equal to 3? Okay, it is three-dimensional. Of course, there will be some 1, 1, and the next dimension also 1. How to write this? Okay, in other dimension. Okay. Of course, in 1, 1, 1, it will be false, right? So we will add that and so on. Yes, hard to visualize. But actually the pattern is like this. Let's find the sum of AI minus the minimum AI. And then if we modulo this, sorry, wait, is this correct? Wait, I think not that simple. But you know, if all AI are same, if A1 same with A2 and so on, then the second player will win the game, right? The second player will win the game based on the pattern. Based based on the pattern like this. Wait, I think not like that. Okay, I think that hypothesis is incorrect because if 1, 1, 1, it means the first player will win the game. So it is based on the parity of n. Or maybe let's try to find another pattern. Okay, yes. There any pattern? Okay, this is normal. And for this just like move one. But wait, when the direction is changing. Okay. Yes, I think it is hard to find the pattern. But I think there is a pattern. So there is a solution. All right. Okay. Actually, if it is only n equal to 2, but it is different, there is a solution. If n always equal to 2, I mean there are only two piles, but it is like this. This is at most x and this is at most y. This is easy to see the pattern. For example, this is 4, this is 7. So the game is like this. There are only two piles. If you want to take from this, it is at most x. And we can take at most y in the second pile. Wait. Alright. So the pattern is like this. For each rectangle 5 times 8, then the pattern is like this. Is it correct? Okay. Did you see in the pattern? Alright, so it means just check like this. If AI modulo x plus 1, sorry, A1, A2 modulo y plus 1 is equal to 0, then the second player win the game. Okay, so it means the Grandi number is like this. Wait, maybe for the previous game, if n is any number and y is constant for all piles, maybe the Grandi number is like this. The Grandi number is x modulo y plus 1. Okay, if the SOR is 0, then win the game. Yes, I think like that. We can confirm, we can check this hypothesis. Okay. Okay, the pattern is like this, right? We want to check whether our hypothesis is correct or not. If GPEJK is not equal with I modulo y plus 1, for J modulo y plus 1, for K modulo y plus 1, then it is incorrect. Wait, wrong. It is wrong. Okay, wait. I mean, this is equal to 0. Okay. If this is equal to 0, then it should be, oh, wait. If not equal to 0. Okay, yes, it is correct. So, okay, it means that is the Grandi number. Okay, if we can only take at most y, then the Grandi number is x modulo y plus 1. Okay, so Grandi number is what is the number such that if we change its number into its Grandi number, then we can simply play a simple name game using that array. Okay, so we got a solution, and the solution is simple. All right, is it understood? If y is different for each I, then we can simply do like this. Okay, what else? Okay, there are another game. Let me explain the rule. Given an array, wait, there is a question. I think if there is different rule for different player, then we cannot make it just like a simple name game because the game is not symmetric. If we want to make the GP, then we need to add another state who is playing the game. Okay. but we can solve it using TP. All right, never mind. Okay, then what if we can change a new number at least one and should be less than a one, such that the previous number modulo the new number should be equal to 0. Okay, all right. So can we predict who will win the game if both player plays optimally? Do you understand the rule? For example, 24, then some player can make it 6, for example, and then can make it 2, and then make it 1. Divide. No, this is not about greatest common divisor. Okay. The idea is we want to find Grandi number. So what is the Grandi number? If we can know the Grandi number, then we can easily change the array into its Grandi number and play a simple name game. What if the input all value are 1? We will win the game. Always second, right? Okay. So the hint is the Grandi number of 1 is 0. So because it is always 0, that's why second player always win the game. Then what if all number are prime? All of them are prime number. Who will win the game? Yes, depend on the parity of n. If n is even, then second. Otherwise first. So do you know what is the Grandi number for prime number? 1, right? Okay. So 1, 1, 1, 1. If they are even, then the result is 0. Okay. So can you make the general formula for Tx? Tx is what? Number of divisor minus 1? I think not. Number of divisor minus 1. Okay, I think it is incorrect. Do you know what is a Grandi number of 24? Not 2 actually. And what is Grandi number of 36? Okay, yes, 4. Actually, they are 4. So if the number is 24 and 36, then the second player will win the game. Okay, so what is the formula? Can you define Tx? Yes, that's correct. The maximum number operation can be performed. Yes, that is the yes. So it is like this. Actually, 24 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, right? So we can assume there is a pile and the stone is like this. There are 4 stones. And we can take some stones. For example, take 1 stone. Okay, it means it is become 12, right? Or we can take 1 stone here, it become 8. Or take 2 stones, it becomes 6. Or take 2 stones, it become 4, and so on. So it means the number of stones is 4, right? And also for 36, it is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. So it is, so there are 4 stones. All right, that's why the Grandi number is equal to the number of prime number such that if we multiply all of this prime number will be equal to x. Okay, you see it understood? All right. Yes, that's correct. Gx is equal to Gx divided by one of the prime number plus 1. And the base case is G1 is equal to 0. All right. That is the Grandi number. Okay. Any questions? There is another problem. From the rule is like this. From a number, we are not change this into its factor, but we will subtract with its factor. All right. For this problem, the Grandi number is just find the maximum operations for its value. So we can use TPA, for example, like this. TPA is maximum for all A for all TPA minus some factor plus 1. All right. And then just change the array into its Grandin number and then just find the sort. Right. Actually, we want to maximize like this. We want to maximize which TP is the largest. Okay. Any other question? I think there is another problem, but unfortunately it is only available in Indonesian. The problem is like this. There are some item, for example, some item on a board. This is the row and this is the column. And there are some items on the board on, for example, on row X and column Y. And there are three types of item. There is an item T, for example, or anti-T. Wait. Anti-T means it can only go up some values, any number of steps. So for anti-T, it can go up any number of steps or go to the left any number of steps. And for anti-K, it can only move up or move diagonal like this. All right. And for anti-A, it can only move to the left or diagonal. Okay. Our task is to find which player will win the game, the first player or the second player. All right. Any idea how to solve this? Yes, of course. Cannot go out from the board. So because they can only move to the left or go up, then okay, then we cannot exit this line. And the game ends when all the birds are in 1.1, right? If all items are here, then the game ends. I think it is always possible because for each item they can go to 1 1. For anti-D, just go up until 1 and go left until 1. For anti-K, can go here until, wait, okay, yes, I think not always 1. For anti-K, If it is here, then it cannot move anymore. For anti-A, here it cannot move anymore. For anti-T, it cannot move anymore from this. All right. Yes. Okay. The point is, a player that cannot move, he lose the game. All right. Okay. Then any idea how to solve it? Yes, it is okay. It is okay if there are more than one item in one cell. Next. Okay. It is incorrect. Gx is not always same with the maximum moves. Sometimes it is same, but sometimes it is not. Especially for anti-K and anti-A, yes, Gx is equal to maximum moves. But for anti-T, it is not equal. For anti-T, the maximum move is x plus y, but in fact, the Grandi number is different, not x plus y. So Gx is not equal to x plus y. Wait, actually the maximum moves is x minus 1 plus y minus 1. Because, wait, I don't think so. The row and column start from 0. So, okay, yes, it is correct. It is x plus 1, x plus y, because it is start from 0. So from x and y, we can move to 0, 0. So the number of moves is x plus y. No, still incorrect. It is not min t, not minimum xy. Yes, x or y. Yes, it is correct. This is x or y for anti-t. Not maximum x and y, not minimum, not sum, but the sort. Do you know why? Do you know why the Grandi number for this is X or Y? Because, yes, basically there are two piles. The vertical piles, the number of stones is X, and there is horizontal piles, the number of stones is Y. In one move, we can only choose one pile, right? Either choosing vertical pile or horizontal pile. So there are two piles, and the number of stones is X and Y. Okay, is it understood? All right. And how about anti-K? Anti-K can only move up or diagonal. What is the Grandi number? The position is X point Y. Minimum YX plus maximum 0x minus Y. Wait, or I don't think so. Wait, let's divide into two cases when X. If X is less than or equal to Y, then this is 0. Then the minimum is X, then X. If X is greater than Y, this is X min Y, this is Y. Actually, for this is correct, but for this is incorrect. For X less than or equal to Y means we are here. So the Grandi number is X, right? Because in fact, we can only move X moves. They're just same, either go up or diagonal. It is just same. The row always reduced by some value. Okay, is it understood? For case when X less than or equal to Y is X, sorry, if X is less than or equal to Y, then the Grandi number is X, right? Okay. Then how about when X is greater than Y? So we can only move like this. What is the Grandi number? Yes, it is also X. So it is always x. The Grandi number is always x. Do you know why? Yes. The target is to make x equal to y. And in each operation, we always can reduce x with any number. We can reduce it by 1, reduce by 2, until reduced by x. And they are the same. Go up or go diagonal, the same. Uh, X is reduced by something. So it means the Grandi number is x, right? So for anti-D, the Grandi number is x or y. For anti-K, and the Grandi number is x. How about anti-A? The Grandi number is y, right? Okay. And finally, just solve for all Grandi number and check whether it is 0 or not. All right. Any question? So a Grandi number is a number that a function that if we change the value into its Grandi number, then we can simply solve it using NIM right? Okay, there is another game here. There are n piles numbered from 1 to n, and there are m stones only in pile 1 until k, and the other is just 0. Okay, and then we will make a turn. The turn is like this. We will take one stone from any piles and move it to the right. For example, move here, or move here. And the game ends when all stones are here. Then the player cannot move another stone. Okay, so do you know how to solve it? Or do you understand the rules? No, we cannot move from right to the left. We can always we can only move a stone to the right. So there are n piles from 1 to n, and there are m stones in each piles here and 0 stones in piles here. And the only moves is moving one stone, only one stone, not all m stones, only one stone to the right, either here or here, and cannot go to the left. So the final state is when all of these are 0 and this is mk. All right, is it understood? Okay, then can we check which player can win the game? Okay, but this is not removing stone. Actually, it is moving stone. So the stone move here, and we can still move again here. So it is different. Sometimes the optimal strategy is not moving directly to the last pile, but at some pile, so the enemy have another opportunity to move. The hint is we want to find the Grandi number for each stones, not each pile. So each stone has a Grandi number. This one has a Grandi number, this one also having Grandi number, and so on. Do you know what is the Grandi number? N minus position. That's correct. That's correct because if there is a stone in pile X, then we can move n min X. It is just like there is a pile with n min X stones, and we can remove any number of stones in one move, right? But in one move, we can only choose one pile or choose one stone in this problem. Okay, yes, this is the Grandi number. Okay, any questions? So how to solve this problem? don't know the Prandtl number, what shall we do? How we just sort for all stones? Yes, we can just easily sort for all Prandtl number, right? So how do you think if M is even? Yes, because the sort always zero, right? Because the number of M in X always even. So if we sort them, then it is zero. Okay, then the second player wins that game. Okay, yes, you are still implementing. Yes, good luck. But okay, if the first player win the game, then this is the output. Sorry, it is only available in Indonesian. If the second player wins, then this is the output. Okay. What if M is odd? Okay, yes. Okay, I think it is already 9:30. So times is up. Okay, before we close our meeting, is there any other questions? If there is no, so okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much, and don't forget to participate in our national Olympiad in next Wednesday. And let's close our meeting with praying. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allah Hafiz.